Welcome to BizRoanoke. This month we will be talking about developments in the Wasena neighborhood, and we have with us John Garland, who is the owner of Garland Properties and developer of this neighborhood. John, hi.
Hi, how are you doing, Lisa?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us today. So we're in the Wasena Main Street neighborhood here.
Community Village. Community
Village is what you're calling it. And give us a history of the buildings along this Main Street corridor.
Well, I don't know the ancient history, but I know the history in general of community villages in Roanoke, which most of them have gone by the wayside,
right,
including Wasena. The buildings that we were able to purchase were furniture refinishing businesses for years and years. So when we bought them, they were full of furniture.
Wow.
And I called them dead buildings because nobody ever went into them. It was just rotting furniture.
Oh, wow. Okay, okay. What are your plans as you continue to redevelop the neighborhood here?
Well, what I get a thrill out of is bringing buildings back to life and taking what I call dead buildings and turning them back into something.
Right.
So community villages were made up of anything and everything that served a neighborhood. So we didn't have a predetermined notion of what they might be, but we're thrilled with what they are becoming,
right,
because we're getting things in the buildings that are going to be very involved with the community. Some of you'll interview those later on this afternoon. So,
right,
you know, coffee shops and restaurants, and you see what's already here, people coming in and out of buildings, so that's what we're hoping for.
What would you like to share with our viewers about the neighborhood?
Well, Wasena is certainly an up-and-coming neighborhood, and it's always been a nice neighborhood. This particular community village, like many of them, have been in decline,
right,
and we're seeing that come back together. Yeah, I'm thankful for the earlier work of Ed Walker and Brent Cochran, who started work down here and who had the original vision of turning this community village back into something.
Right.
So we're going to just kind of continue that vision on. And most of the buildings that are down here are scheduled for rehab. We have 4 total buildings here, and another developer has bought the last 2 on this street. So every building right through here have been purchased for rehab.
How does a development like this impact economic development in the city?
Well, I mean, the heartbeat of our neighborhoods are the community villages. So what else would attract a person to a neighborhood than a vibrant community village? And we see Grandin Court, how vibrant that is, and one of the big reasons it is because the Grandin Village Community Center.
Right.
So if we can do something similar to that here and other places across the city, that's going to make people want to move to the city and be part of this community, because you can stay right in this community and do the things that you do on a daily basis, and your greenway right next door, the park right next door. So
right,
what else can you ask for?
It's a great neighborhood, and we appreciate. My mother grew up in this neighborhood, so I appreciate what you're doing here. It's wonderful. If our viewers would like to learn more about your projects in this neighborhood, how may they do so?
Well, we got a website called GarlandPropertiesVA.com. It has all of our properties on there. It lists what's available.
Right.
Fortunately, the buildings that we have right here now have leases. We're still rehabbing a couple of them so that the tenants can move in. We do have a 4th building here that we don't have a purpose for yet, that we bought speculative and hope that to be something that'll help the neighborhood as well. But you can find out what's going on our website.
Okay. I'm excited about the new businesses here. Thank you for what you're doing, and you're doing some houses in the neighborhood as well, I believe.
I am.
And so it's a great place, for people to be. Thank you.
And the houses we're doing, I might add, we're doing them with the historic tax credit, historic preservation program that the state has. So I would encourage other people to look at that, because it's a great program for rehabbing houses that helps financially.
John, thank you. Thanks for sharing your expertise. And,
I enjoyed it, Lisa.
And we'll look forward to seeing this shape up.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are with Grace Bryan. She is the founder and owner of Line and Tow, located on Main Street here in the Wasena neighborhood. Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. So talk to us about your business, Line and Tow. What do you all do here?
So Line and Tow is a clothing company, and we create handmade pieces from recycled denim.
Okay, all right. And what type of products do you have made out of this recycled denim?
We have a line of clothing. It's for women. Skirts. We have a skirt, pants, a couple dresses, a few tops.
I just saw some really cool pants that I might have to invest in.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
So what are your hours here at Line & Toe?
So we're just kind of figuring it out. We're pretty new. This mainly serves as our we're calling it a design studio. We don't want to have
a lot of walk-in.
Well, we know that most of our business is going to come from online, so we want to. This is sort of our office and sort of our design area.
Right.
So we're going to try to be open on Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
But that's new for us. So we're thinking right now 10 to 2 Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, great.
So,
great. And so, how do you feel like a business like Line & Toe impacts economic development in the city of Roanoke?
Well, I think that it impacts development by sort of spicing up the options in Roanoke and sort of showing people that bringing in new faces and bringing in, I guess, young people like myself and trying to show other people that this is possible. If you have a dream, you can do it, and kind of bringing new businesses into Roanoke.
Grassroots effort and new entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's a great thing, and you have a great product. Something that I've never seen in Roanoke, and so we appreciate you doing that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Roanoke's a great place to do this.
Yes, it is. So how can our viewers learn more about Line & Toe?
So we have a website. It's lineandtoe.com, and we also have Instagram, which is where we do most of our updates, and we have a blog as well.
Okay, all right. Love your space. It's a Garland property.
Yes.
Great ceilings. It's a great. It's the facade's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great space. So, thank you all for what you're doing here, and we'll look forward to your future.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're with Stefan Randolph. Stefan is the owner of RND Coffee. I just learned what that stands for. Hi, Stefan.
Hi, Lisa.
Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Tell us about RND Coffee. What is the history of the business, and how did you come up with the name? Tell us about the name. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. So R&D in this case stands for Roasters Next Door, and we're a pretty brand new company, but the idea behind that was sort of bringing like a hyper local focus to it. You know, so moving into the space that we're going to be occupying and plan to roast coffee there, but also feature other regional and local roasters too, to really, you know, highlight the local coffee scene and flavor.
So when did the coffee shop open here?
Oh, we've been here since about November, just as a little pop-up version in the shared space.
Okay, and what are your hours here currently now at the pop-up space?
Yeah, so Monday through Friday, I'm open 6:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday just 8 until noon.
Okay, all right. So this is, you're sharing this space, and then you have a new space coming on board soon.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah, literally just right next door, so it kind of works out with the name, because we're just going to be hopping on over.
Okay, and so of course we are in the Wasena neighborhood, and you're in one of John Garland's properties that he's just rehabbed.
That's correct, and one of the many beautiful ones here.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. It's the purple building for our viewers. If they're driving by, they will want to know which one it is. So what products are sold here?
Oh, well, mostly focus on brewed coffee and nitro cold brew and things, but have a lot of other great, you know, teas, and we'll be adding espresso and like food beverages or food and snacks and things next door. So
super.
Yeah.
Okay. And why did you pick the Wasena neighborhood for your shop?
Well, it just seemed like a great place. Like I live real close, just right across the bridge in Old Southwest, and it was an area that didn't seem like it had any coffee currently, and so people have been very excited to just have a little coffee shop coming in the neighborhood. So.
Well, it's a great space.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Thank you for opening your business in the city of Roanoke. How may our viewers learn more about R&D Coffee?
Oh, well, Instagram is where we're most active, I think, but also just RetroGetgo.com is a great place to check out the menu and sort of see pictures of what things look like, and just to connect, to send us an email or message, or of course just come in and say hi.
Yeah, well, that's a great website, RetroGetgo.com.
Oh, I thought so.
Wonderful. Thank you, Stefan, for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
And we'll look forward to spending time here and money and enjoying your coffee.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to BizRoanoke. We are with Jason Hoffheims. Jason is the owner of RetroGetgo here in the Wasena neighborhood on Main Street. Hi, Jason.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for being here.
So tell us about your business. When did RetroGetgo arrive to Roanoke, and what happens here?
Well, RetroGetgo has been open since November. I've lived in Roanoke about a year and a half from Pennsylvania.
Right.
I've been doing Etsy for about 8 years previous to that, and probably collecting for about 20.
Wow.
Legitimately, and buying things to sell for about a decade.
So there's some great finds here.
There's a lot of cool stuff here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
so.
cool stuff here. So retro shops are really popular in large and more suburban areas. And what do you feel like the draw to shops like this is?
For me personally, the one-of-a-kind nature is a huge thing. I can't guarantee that everything in here is the only one on the planet.
Right.
But I can probably guarantee you're not going to find another one in Roanoke or the region in general.
Right.
So if you're looking for something that you can't find at a mall or Target, this is a
The
good place to
come.
find it.
Yeah. So tell our viewers where you're located and what the hours are, Jason.
The address is 1107 Main Street in Wasena, and right now it's Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 6.
Okay. All right.
And that could expand as things get rolling, but for now that's what it is.
So what are your favorite, I know what my favorite retro item is in this store.
What's your favorite?
My favorite retro item is a Collins wooden handbag with rhinestones on the cover, which I know they're made in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Yes.
And when I was growing up, those were really popular. And so you do have one of those here,
Yes,
which
I
is
do.
pretty exciting. So what is your favorite item in the store?
My favorite items are probably those two posters.
Okay.
I was living in Nashville, and I was managing a frame shop. A lot of the stuff I framed.
Right.
But those, we went out, some guy had an ad on Craigslist. He owned a drive-in for like 50 years. And we went out, and his whole basement was just tables full of, he kept every poster from every movie
Wow.
for 50 years.
Yeah.
And he had a ton of them. And I love those things, and I love that I know where they came from. And I met the
Nice.
guy who saved
had
them
them,
for all those
yeah,
years.
yeah.
So those are probably my favorite.
So lots of great finds here.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of memorabilia, I think, that in memorabilia sells.
Part of my favorite thing about this whole thing is when people come in and they see something that, oh, my dad had that, or
Right.
that reminds me of something, and you can sort of see them go back in time, and it's cool.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing.
Yeah.
So how does a business like this impact economic development in the city of Roanoke?
I guess time will tell. I don't know yet. Being specifically in this neighborhood, I'm just really excited about the way things are turning around in this area. Again, I've only been here a year and a half, but a lot of people that live in the neighborhood have come through and explained like 10 years, 20 years of these buildings just falling apart.
Right.
So for me, in the short term at least, it's really just important to me to be part of this rejuvenation and turning the neighborhood into something, you know.
Right.
So if more comes of it than that down the road, that's great. But for now, it makes me proud to be part of that.
Well, good. Yeah, there are a lot of great things going on here, and you're getting a restaurant next door.
Yep,
and
coffee right across the
coffee
street.
across the street, and you're right at the Greenway. Easy to find, lots of parking on the street here, which is lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a great find, a great space.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job. Garland, I should mention, is really great about doing it the right way and bringing these old buildings back. So that's another reason I was keen on being in here, because those guys just are great about everything.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you for opening your business in the city of Roanoke,
Thank you.
and we wish you the best of
I
success here.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us today. If you have additional questions regarding these new businesses in the Wasena neighborhood, please give me a call. You can reach me at the City of Roanoke Department of Economic Development at 540-853-1694, or you can email me at lisa.soltis
at roanokeva.gov. Thank you.